Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we are checking out the Modern Warfare 3 open beta. First things first, let me apologize for not uploading on Thursday this week. I had a work event that I had to go to, which ended up taking a lot more time than I thought. And on top of that, I was obviously prepping for the Modern Warfare 3 beta to come out, so I opted just to not upload anything that day. So I do apologize for anybody who was looking forward to a video that day. That being said, we will be back on track now that the beta is here, and we'll be able to get some gameplay of it, and after that I'll be back to DMZ until Modern Warfare 3 comes out. But I wanted to take this first video to actually talk about some of my impressions and how I'm feeling about Modern Warfare 3 and what I'm planning on doing moving forward now that DMZ is not coming to Modern Warfare 3. So to start off with, I want to talk about some of the things that I do really enjoy so far from playing the beta. First off, the gunplay does feel really, really good. I'm really glad that the visual recoil is pretty much gone from the game. It's really nice to know that gunfights are not dictated now by visual recoil, so that's a huge, huge plus. I really do like that. The movement is better than MW2, which I do appreciate. That being said, I do have some critiques about the movement that I want to talk about, but the movement is substantially better than what MW2's movement was. In addition to that, obviously I'm very, very happy to see the return of the classic Modern Warfare 2 maps. I've only gotten to play a handful of them because not all the maps are in the beta, obviously, but I do enjoy them so far. High Rise is really nice. I really like Favela. The colors on Favela are insane. It's such a beautiful map. I'm really looking forward to playing Subbase when that comes out. But there's a lot of maps that I'm looking forward to playing when it comes out. I do like the fact that so far they're taking active feedback from the community in terms of what needs to be addressed from a gameplay standpoint. So for example, Battle Rage getting nerfed. That was huge. Glad that happened before the open beta came out, as well as a bunch of different weapon patches or weapon balances, as well as visual changes. That way people can identify other players a lot easier. Really glad they're taking that community feedback into account. I know that's going to start to degrade as, you know, the year progresses, as it does for every Call of Duty every year. It starts out with great communication, good changes, and then it eventually devolves into no communication and no changes. But that being said, I'm glad that they're at least being progressive and getting ahead of it before it becomes an issue. Now, there are other things that I do enjoy and I do appreciate about MW3, but I do kind of want to get into some of the things that I'm not liking so far. And to start off with, I want to talk about the movement. The movement in MW3, as I said, feels substantially better than it does in MW2, but it's still really clunky. I don't necessarily know the best way to address it. I know that they already have made comments about decreasing the slide timer down to 200 milliseconds, I think is what they said, which is good. But this Modern Warfare engine just innately has certain problems with this movement. I don't think it's something that can necessarily be fixed in terms of timing. I think it's a fundamental flaw with the engine itself. It just feels heavy. On mouse and keyboard, it does feel a lot better. I was testing it out on mouse and keyboard, but on controller, it feels rough. Slide canceling as well. So slide canceling, I understand the decision process that they made for bringing slide canceling back, but I don't necessarily agree with it, because the reason that slide canceling was so good in Modern Warfare 2019 is because it was an unintentional flaw of the engine itself. And it wasn't supposed to be like that. And that's what made it so good, because it was a glitch. It wasn't supposed to be what it was. Them intentionally adding slide cancel to the game just makes it feel not as good. It doesn't feel, I don't really know how to describe it. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like the slide canceling that we know and we remember, especially because they made it substantially easier to do it. All you have to do is slide and then hit jump. That's all you got to do. Super, super easy, super simple. And I understand why they did that, because I don't want people destroying their controllers, and they want it to be accessible for all players from all walks of life. So I get it, but innately, not a huge fan of it. As well as that, this is a very, very minor thing that just annoys me. I don't like that they rehashed attachments from Vanguard and added it to this game. Again, I understand why. Save time, and a lot of those sites were derived from modern attachments that they put into the game, so that way people had something to put on their guns. So I get it, but I don't like it. I've never been a fan of reused content, which is something that, I don't know, I've always never really enjoyed. I understand why they do it. It makes sense to save money and save time on creating additional assets when they have assets they can reuse, so I get it. But I don't really like it that much. The time to kill. This is my biggest issue with the game by far. I hate 150 health, and the time to kill that's associated with it. Again, I understand why they went this route, because a lot of players do not like 100 health Call of Duty. What I really, really wish they would do, and I know they would never do this because it would just additionally split the player base more than it already is, but I really wish that they would have 3 types of lobbies in the Modern Warfare games and just Call of Duties in general moving forward. I wish that they would have 100 health, 150 health, and hardcore, or I guess the opposite, 150, 100, and hardcore. I don't know what the health and hardcore is. What is it, like 50 health, I think? I can't remember, but if they would do that, it would be amazing because all players who enjoy all types of time to kill would be able to play the game. And on top of that, too, it would make the game way more in-depth because all the guns would have different builds and different, not necessarily statistics, but statistically they would work different in all 3 types of TTK in all different TTK lobbies. If you're playing hardcore, obviously you're going to want to build something that's extremely fast-paced because you don't really care about recoil, you care about landing 1 to 2 shots. In 100 health lobbies, you're going to build your gun obviously for aim down sight and for aggression play, but you also need a little more stability because you need to be able to, you know, hit people at longer ranges and more consistently. And of course, 150 health is what we're running with now, which for me is primarily recoil attachments. I think that having the different TTK lobbies would be great for the community because I think that everybody who enjoys the different types of TTK and the different times would be able to play no matter what the game was, whether or not they like the game, they could at least give it a try at the level that they personally enjoy. The 150 health lobbies are difficult because it never really feels possible that you can take down multiple players if you're in a simultaneous engagement. So if you're in the middle of a 2v1, if they're both there and they both see you and they both shoot, there's no way to survive it. In the 100 health lobbies, it's substantially easier to 2v1 players, or to 1v2 players. So that's something that I really don't like and I don't agree with. But again, I understand it. And then, of course, just a few other nitpicky things. I don't like the fact that Battle Rage is a tactical. I don't think that should ever be a tactical. I think that should be a field upgrade. I also don't necessarily like the field upgrades. It feels like we're primarily forced to use, what's it called, the ammo box. The med box seems cool. I haven't actually tried it out yet, but it seems interesting. And as well as that, they need to rebalance the vest plates in the creator class because I could be wrong in this, but to me, it seems like the engineer vest is just leaps and bounds better than the other plates. I don't know why anybody would use anything else other than they're maybe wanting to use some kind of overkill attachment. But other than that, the engineer plate just seems substantially better to me. But again, I know a lot of these things will get fixed in time. Obviously not the 150 health. That's, you know, what we're going to live with. But I think MW3 has the potential to be a really, really good game. I know that a lot of people are really looking forward to it. I've been listening to a lot of other people's opinions about the game, and I do think that it is potentially going to be a good year for COD, but there are still some fundamental issues that I hope get addressed. With that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, please consider giving me a thumbs up. If you disliked it, please consider giving me a thumbs down. As always, I love you guys. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you all in my next video.